My friends, we will not go again or ape an ancient rage, or stretch the folly of our youth to be the shame of age, but walk with clearer eyes and ears this path that wandereth, and see undrugged in evening light the decent inn of death. For there is good news yet to hear, and fine things to be seen, before we go to paradise by way of Kensal Green. So my great-grandfather, my great-great-grandfather, and their wives are both buried here, or are all buried here. And I was just interested in coming here because I've been reading a lot about him, George William Ryder, and I was kind of intrigued there are a lot of myths about him and a lot of stories around him and his wife, Lily, his young wife, who died in her 26th year, as it says there. My great-grandfather was very interesting. He was like in the civil service in Cairo. He was an ambassador, kind of at the end of the colonial empire. He decided to move with his whole family, and I think 2 kids as well. I'm not sure exactly when, sometime in the 1870s, I imagine. At one point they had to go down the Nile on a boat for like a month or something crazy. And there were these kind of weird myths being propagated around that area, especially outside the city. It was apparently only about 2 weeks into their journey down the Nile, and the story goes that as he kept such a tight journal, one evening he wrote about the fact that his wife Lily had complained about a bite from a fly or from like a flea on her neck, and that was the last evening she was ever seen, or last evening she was ever seen alive anyway, because she disappeared that night for 3 nights and was found dead further down the Nile later on, and kind of, I think myths arose around that. And I always find that stuff fascinating, how that stuff gets into like the bloodstream and the DNA of a family, and how that comes to define a whole part of your family history. Yeah, and I was just kind of really interested to follow that family story or that family myth, whatever it may be, to the conclusion. I think that's here in the cemetery.